Hey everyone, good morning. It's Shelby and we are in the VIP. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. We are doing our first tutorial this week and our two tutorials this week are going to match. They're going to go together. Y'all see that later on in the week. This one is going to be precious. Y'all know that it is June, which means we're starting to gear up for the next seasons. We're still making some summer wreaths. I'm not doing any more patriotic, but we're really gearing up for fall, Halloween, and Christmas. We're really going to be starting to hit Christmas hard in July. Christmas in July is a thing. If y'all don't know that, it's definitely a thing. So, what we're going to do today, y'all know that the wreath bases are not coming out hot and heavy yet at like Hobby Lobby and stuff. So, what we're doing is we are taking one of our tiny Michael swags that everybody bought by the droves when they went on clearance. And so I think this one was like, I'm gonna say $2. And it's a 16-inch wreath base. So they are small. And then I'm gonna take this 24-inch teardrop swag. I got this from Pottery, but the wreath shop is starting to get theirs in. Keep an eye on White Bayou, Deco Exchange, Craft Outlet. They're starting to get their stuff in. If you have a tax ID and you can use Pottery, I don't think they have any evergreen pine bases yet. They do have some swags, I believe. But we're taking two small pieces and we're going to make a big statement piece. And I think this is going to look awesome. This is the first time that I've done this, but I was playing around last night with this idea in my head and I was like, I think that's going to look really good. So we're going to give it a shot, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and fluff this out a little bit. We're just going to start fluffing out our pine. Oh, this one's broke. All right. So this is no longer an elevated wreath base. All right, let's zip tie this together. I guess that's what you get for getting some of the clearance stuff, right? That's okay. We can fix it. So we still want those double rings. You could take them off and separate them if you wanted to, but I want that double ring. I need that double ring coverage. I'm not going to put it super tight. That mesh is going to hold it together too. And I want it to look more elevated. So I don't want to flatten it down. Let's come over here and do the same thing. Should not be using my scissors to cut that. Okay, now let's get back to fluffing, shall we? It's okay, we can make it work. Life throws you curveballs, gotta knock them out of the park. And let me tell you, my life lately has been nothing short of some curveballs. Okay, we have that fluffed out, and now let's take our swag and let's fluff it out so we can see what we're working with. Okay. Alright, so we have this fluffed out, and we have our wreath base fluffed out. And so now, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to kind of separate this evergreen out a little bit. And I'm going to take this swag, and I'm going to place it right here. Let's see, yeah, because I want to make sure, actually, let's do this. I want to oval this out just a hair, like that. Now, I'm going to take this swag, and I'm going to come a little inside of my line here, a little into the inside diameter. just to really give it some substance, but really keep it in a big shape. So I'm going to go around the spine of this swag and come through the rings of that wreath and secure it down with my zip ties. And then I'm going to come through here. I told him, I said, I'm going to go do a tutorial, so just sit in here and drink your chocolate milk. Hang on, let me tell him. Kason, I'm doing a video, buddy, I can't. You can be so needy in the mornings. Come through the spine again. Find a wire of that frame. Just getting this in here for security. We don't want it flopping around everywhere. And let's strap it down. Oh. Just like that. Okay, so now we have our base, and you can cut this little loop off if you want to. I'm not going to. That's just a little more substance that we have back there. We have a pretty solid work form going right here. All right, now let's get our mesh added. And we're going to do some basic mesh because it's a fall design. We really go basic on the mesh. So I'm going to use a 21-inch burlap. And I do believe the mesh is on sale this week at Hobby Lobby, so go stock up on that burlap. So I'm going to fold it in, and I'm going to fold it in. And then we're going to crinkle it up, and that's how we're going to start our poofs. I like to start on this side, and I think I'm going to start right in here. That way my endings can really be covered up. Just twist that in there, and then we can start working it into this piece. So I'm just going to take us some poofs. We're going to start working our way in here. Not doing anything crazy big. Just getting us some coverage, as always. Twisting that around. Let's work our way back up this side. We got lots of great coverage there on the swag. We're really making this one piece. So this is burlap, and we're twisting and going in here is really just going to help hold all of this together. Now let's work our way around this tiny little wreath. The burlap's making my nose itch. Oh my gosh, do you see what my eye sees? Do you guys see it? What does this look like right now? What does this look like to you? A Christmas tree or a snowman? Okay, well, there's some ideas for the future. But this, going this way, could make a Christmas tree design or a snowman design. Oh my gosh, that would be so stinking cute. We are going to have to save that idea for Christmas. Let's chop that off, and I'm just going to tuck it up under there. All right, so we got some good coverage with the burlap, and now I'm just going to come in with some of our other burlap, our jute. This is all Hobby Lobby. We're just going to add some of this in here to finish covering it up. Finish adding. So let's just hold it against us, curl it in a little bit, and ruffle it up. We don't need to do anything crazy. Let's just get us some coverage. See, real simple, easy coverage with these cruffles. Just kind of going around, sticking them in, pushing our green back to the inside when we're done with it. I don't have a lot of this mesh, so I'm working my way around sparingly first. And then I can come back and fill it in with whatever I have left over. I'm going to go ahead and start down here at the bottom. I need to make sure that these are going to be even for sure. Oh yeah, looks like I'm going to have plenty, so that's good. I do believe I'm going to have to be making a trip to Hobby Lobby today to grab me some more because I'm out of this. I'm out of my regular burlap. All I have is a 21 inch and I only have half a roll of it now. Definitely got to get some more burlap because those fall designs are fixing to come in hot. Fall and Halloween. Fall, you know, as a crafter, really that last quarter of the year is just my favorite to celebrate and not really to design because it's so busy and I get so tired, but it is my favorite to design. Y'all know that last quarter just with fall and Halloween and Christmas, so much fun. We have fun during the year, especially with Easter and spring, but oh, nothing beats that last quarter. All right, I'm just going to use up the rest of what I have. So we probably used about half a roll each of the 21-inch and the 10-inch. So not bad at all. It's about $5 worth. Then we have, what, $1, maybe $2 in our wreath. And then the 24-inch swag, we're just going to call it 8. So $13, $14, $15 in our base. And that's how we're getting started. Not too terrible. And that's pretty cute like that. Like, I'm totally seeing a Christmas tree. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely seeing Christmas tree. All right, guys, let's get started with our fun part. Okay, so let me get out what I'm needing. Got it all in my basket over here, which means it's all at the bottom. All right, here is our main component. And it is this gorgeous fall plaid pumpkin. Super gorgeous. I got this off of Etsy. You know, pumpkins are going to start coming out of the woodworks. This looks like it's probably a Liberty Floral item because of the green tag. I don't know where the rest of that tag is. I'll just snip it. It is called Fabric Pumpkin H6 by 9 inches. So the number on it is 56875 ORBKWT. It looks navy. I thought it was navy. I really think it's navy, but they're saying it's black. Whatever. All right, so this is going to be our main component, and we are going to get this into our wreath just like we normally do. So it's really just going to go right here in the middle. Just real simple like that. Nothing crazy, but just right there in the middle because it's absolutely gorgeous. So we're just going to get it some generous glue going. Generous, generous, generous. We're very generous with our glue. All right. And we are going to make sure we got some pine available for it to stick to, along with our mesh. But let's pull out some of that pine from back there and back here. We need some substance. All right. And then we'll get it in there just like that. We'll set these on top to give it some weight to start drying. And we can go around everywhere that it's touching and just start gluing. Just start gluing. Okay, now that we have the big part in here, let's work on our bow. Now, because of the design of these pumpkins, I was really wanting to be simple with my bow. And so I still haven't decided, because it's like I really have to see stuff start being put together before I can decide how I want to see the bow. So I pulled 3 ribbons, and I just pulled our orange fair silk burlap with our sequin edge because I knew I wanted to use that with it. But then I also pulled this black and white and this burnt orange. I just think it's a nice contrast because they're saying that's black, and this is going to create it to look more black than navy. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't carry navy ribbon. I just don't. I don't use navy enough to carry it. And I think that's about the orange that I got. I don't have any more orange. I have some black and white plaid, but it's just not what I'm going for. And then I think if I'd have used my orange 4-inch glitter, I think that would have been way too much. I'm going to save that for a little bit of Halloween. So I think that's what we're going to do with our bow. So let's move this out of the way just a little bit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get a big bow going right up here underneath this big pumpkin. So I'm going to drop my ribbon to the floor. And we're going to work on our bow. So we're going to just do typical like we always do. Okay? we're going to get us a big loop going. I'm going to hold it up and see how I like it. And I love it. And I have my tail going out this way because that's what I want. Then I'm going to bring this across the top. Just like that. So we got some big loops going. We have a short tail, and then we're going to leave this connected. So we're going to see if we want to drape it down. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here with my black and white. Just come on top of it, put it there, and twist it. I like the inside loops to be a little chunkier. So we like to make them short and fat because I think they're cute. And I'm not going to cut this quite yet either, just in case I decide to run it down. And then I'm just going to I'm going to come in here with this darker orange and just make a button. Actually, I'm going to want it to go this way so that it goes down with the other ribbons. And this is just a Hobby Lobby ribbon. And if you bought the bead kits from me, then you should possibly have some of this left over. That's what that came from. So I'm going to cut my button. All right, let's get us a pipe cleaner. Go in here and tie this off. And let's see if we can't get this attached. This should be good and dry. Let's get that out of the way. Let's see if we can hug this up here. Hug this up to our pumpkin. So I'm going to see if I can go through here with this pipe cleaner, see if it's long enough to go around the spine of that swag. And really where we're at is right where the swag and the bottom of the wreath meet. There's a lot going on right there. If I can get this through, we will be in business. And there's also the option if you have free pine, you might as well use it. Twist that around that center and tuck it back in. Bada bing, bada boom, and you're done. And then when you have that button in the middle of your bow, that just covers that pine right up. No problemo whatsoever. Okay, we are definitely going to run these two down our wreath, or swag, whatever we want to call it. Our wreath swag. All we do is make a really big teardrop, really. It's just going to have a wider top than normal, more circular, just a different pattern. Give it a nice cut at the bottom. And we'll dovetail these up. Keep these nice and short and flirty off the side so we don't lose our teardrop shape. so that's how we are sitting so far with our enormous bow. Already lots of coverage. And I really just like how the black pops off of that burlap, and it's gonna draw the black out of that pumpkin. It's gonna make it look less navy, and maybe it just looks navy to me, but right now it looks black because we brought in the black. Okay, so we got our big bow. Let me look at this straight ahead so I can see how we're working. I'm loving it. I am loving it. All right, let's work some ribbon up in our top. With the big 4-inch, we'll probably just do a couple of tails. So we'll just come up under here with this pine and get us some tails going. I do think I'm just going to come do the same thing over here, and that's just going to keep that top nice and big. Find some pine. The pine on this cheap little wreath is a little bit harder to find. That's okay. So we're starting off just like that. Now let's take, so it's 2 wreaths that I've used this on now, and I at least have enough for 1 or 2 more, depending on how I do my ribbon. So you can really make those designer ribbons stretch if you want to. If you're really mindful of what you're doing, you can definitely make them work. I think I'm just going to tuck in some more tails with this one. You could have done them together. Sometimes I like to do them separate, especially when you're using a thicker ribbon on the bottom, because if you tie it in separately, it helps it sit separately automatic, instead of them sitting right on top of each other. It gives it a better layered look. That is enough of that. Enough of that nonsense. All right, let's get our other orange. And let's see how we want to bring it into play. Drawing in some of these warmer fall colors. So really with this one, we can do it several ways. Let me see. Kind of hard to see. I'm trying to keep it on camera for you guys, but I'm trying to see how this is going to look. Oh, I like that. Okay, so we're going to take a tail up here to the top. Tail out the top. And then we're going to come across and do a little loop and tuck this loop back down in the wreath. I like that a lot. You know, it's super cute. It's a very good accent right there, I think. Very, very good. Because we have that there, I'm going to come over here to this side. That's where my eye is bringing me. And so I'm going to come right in here. Let's see. Where do I want to be? Right here. Somewhere. somewhere in here. Start my tail there. Do me a little loop here. Let's go out to this side. See if we can get up under here. Keep it out to the side a little bit. There's so many different layers when it comes to doing these things, because once you put your mesh in, you have above the mesh, below the mesh, in between the mesh, and it just really creates some different layers. So, oh, I just chopped that to crap. Try that again. There we go. Flimsy Hobby Lobby ribbon. Lots of different layers. And so now we can come down here one more time, and we'll do a little tail. Just to finish this off. And we'll do a short tail, and then we'll leave this one a little bit longer, just to extend past that line, that bottom line. Oh, I'm loving this so far. This thing is going to be massive. Wow, it's growing way more than I expected. Way, 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 way more. All right, that's where we're at so far, guys. What do y'all think? Huge, gorgeous, right? Huge and gorgeous. You know, you have the option to, if we wanted to come in here and just squish that wreath a little bit more. We can just make it a little bit more narrow for our eye if you wanted to. And I did, so that's what I did. Okay, so that's how we're sitting so far. We got our main pumpkin, we got all of our ribbons, fun stuff. All right, now it's time to stuff it and add these goodies. We are gonna start off with some greenery, some different types of greenery. I brought in a bunch of different kinds because I want a bunch of different textures. So I do believe we're going to start off with this deep greenery. And let's see, this came from Sims Pottery. It is a eucalyptus bush that is like a two-tone. It is not a pusher. So we're going to go ahead and chop some of this up. And it's fall, so we're just bringing in those earthy tones. And if you wanted to, you could chop them in half and make two pieces. I think for this swag, we're going to do good with the long pieces. And so that's just how I'm going to start adding it. And just work it down and just keeping that elongated look. Since it is a swag, we definitely want to keep that swag shape. And this was a relatively inexpensive bush. We're getting a lot out of the first one, but if we need to use two, we can. Definitely want one of these long pieces down here to extend past that line of symmetry at the bottom. And so on a swag, I know I've talked to you guys about this before, but you have to have a crossover point. And our crossover point is our pumpkin when we transition into the wreath. So as far as angling down, it's going to look kind of like a clock. So you have angles, and then it's going to turn. And then we're going to work our way up there. So see how we have this all coming out of the bottom here. And glue glue strings everywhere. And so now we're going to make our transition right here at this pumpkin. And I'm really sticking it in there because I'm not wanting to just stick straight out the side. That looks so silly. So really just getting that in there so it nicely just comes right out of the swag. All right, so let's go into our second one. It's a short little piece. And use that up top. Let's just cut a few more of these. You can place it, see how you like it. I think I'm going to come up under this ribbon here. This dainty one, I'm going to take it up top. Guess he forgets. Let's take another one, go back behind this ribbon here. He's just going to have to figure it out. All he's doing is sitting in my bed. And then I think I'm going to take one more and I'm going to chop it down. I'm going to come right in here around this pumpkin, just like this. Just to the inside a little bit, just for some added greenery. That's one bushel we added just to start adding in some depth and greenery, and I love it. And then we also have this gorgeous eucalyptus bush. And I think I got this off Etsy too. It is number 56807OR. It is an orange, huge eucalyptus bush. And so I definitely wanted to add some of this in for color. And this one is a pusher. So we can just push those right up. And I just want to add a few of these. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole bush yet or not. We shall see. Get a few added in here and see what we think. Oh, that color is just stunning. So beautiful. And I'm just layering this in here, a different layer than the other, and that is just going to bring out some color. So see, I'm going in different places than the other pieces. I'm going to come up this way for this one. See if I can find a spot to tuck that in. Just bursting with color. All right, let's see about transitioning here. I think I like that. Bring another transition piece over to this side. It's like fire almost. Because it's like, it has that ombre look. It almost just has a very fiery effect. That's already just looking so beautiful. Look at that. Love it. Now before we add any other smaller pieces, I do want to bring in some flowers and some berries possibly. So I have this fall berry bush. I got this at Joann's last year when all their fall went on clearance. It's just called Fall Floral Bush. The number on it is 1818-4028. And it came from Joann's, and it's part of their Bloom Room collection. So now I got it on sale because I bought a bunch. And so it's a nice fall berry, and I think I'm going to work some of this in. And then this is my most favorite flower bush from Hobby Lobby. It is regularly $25.99. So half price is $13. So it's not terrible for a gorgeous bush. I definitely use this in like almost all my fall designs. It is number 585471. So let's see about adding in some berries for some more texture. So I'm just going to clip some of these pieces off here. Let's just see how we like this. I think I'm going to. I already had planned on liking it, so I hope it works. I just love, I think that's gorgeous. That's going to add in a really awesome texture. When you throw in something different like this, especially when you're using a lot of eucalyptus and neutrals and things like that, and you throw in something like this, that is just such a different texture. It just, oh my gosh, to me it just makes it look so delicious. I don't know if you can call a design delicious, but I do a lot. And I just mean it's delicious because it's just so appealing to the eye. Really work that down in there because I don't want everything just sitting on top. But I do love the berry. Let's see about a smaller piece. So the weathered, this is a weather berry. Excuse me. I cannot clear my throat. Gosh. So it's a fall bush because, you know, of the colors of it, but any of the weathered berries that are, you know, those weathered berries are such a hot seller right now. I think I'm going to make that one come out of the pumpkin a little bit. I like that. I like that a lot. And so we can use this one more piece. So we didn't even use a whole bush. We just use some pieces. We'll come in here, right up top. Oh, I love that berry in there. Do y'all love it? Let's see. I want to cut a couple more pieces off. Let's see what we got. I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to cut it down if I can. I'm going to come right up under here. Just extra little down there. Because I'm loving these berries. And I think I want to put some right up under here too. Just in that hole. A nice little filler. Because these berries are just bringing me life. They are giving me life today. Okay, now let's get our big flowers added before we add anything else, and then we can work around that. So I'm just going to use a couple. And I definitely want to use the burnt orange one. And the beautiful thing about these is they also have gorgeous leaves. Like the whole bush itself is absolutely stunning. And I think I am going to use one of these mustard colored ones. And I think I'll use one more of the orange. And then if we want to use some of these greenery stems, we can. We can trim some of those off and throw those in. So like I said, the whole bush is just wonderful. Really, just so nice to be able to use the whole thing of something. You don't get to do that very much. I just clipped that little greenery in half. We're gonna see about throwing that in there. Okay, so I have 2 orange and 1 yellow, so obviously I'm gonna need that yellow to go in the middle somewhere. I think I like that. Bring it right there, tucked in with our bow. Tucked right up under that pumpkin. Just like so. Oh, I just made a rhyme. Then I'll just come right down here in this empty space where our ribbons are. And then we can bring this one right up top. Do I want to go here? I think I'm just going to go here. Right down our line of symmetry, right there. I like that. Do have some little bits of greenery if we wanted to throw those in. Let me see something. Cut this down short. I do think I want that there, kind of coming from the pumpkin. Kind of just sticking right out there in the middle. So I'm gonna have to glue this to the mesh and the pumpkin. I'm just gonna sit it right there and let it dry, and then I can kind of maneuver it around a little bit if I want to. Let's spread this little piece out here that is just too cute. We're going to stick it right up under there. That is just absolutely perfect. And just mixing it right with all our other greens. Key is color, guys. Different colors, different textures. It is just key. I did bring some maidenhair in here as another touch of greenery. I'm not going to add it yet. I do want to add this autumn fern bush. It's a pusher also. I don't need to go all the way up though, because it's just the end. I just want to get it up enough to where I can stick it down in my wreath. So let's just separate those out. Uh-oh. I was missing some. First we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have another bush, but you know, if you can get away with just one, make it budget friendly for yourself and for your customer. And with these, I'm going up under. So we need something in our bottom layers. We put a lot on top and in the middle, but we really need some bottom layers working here. Because it needs to just have some depth. Three right here. Right there in the back. I'll do that over here too. So we'll work a couple over here on this side, just right up underneath. Like so. Sorry guys, excuse my head, but just to get a bottom layer right there. Just creates more coverage right there. Love it. I'm loving, 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 loving. All right, guys, let's use our accent pumpkins. I have 2 stems of this. So I'm only going to use one because I'm going to use my other one in our other project. I'm just going to cut these off long and see where we want to put these 3. So we have 3 to work with, right? See which side we want to go to with our first. Gotta turn it toward me a little bit so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I like that placement. I like that they're sprinkled out like that. So I'm going to commit to that. I like that a lot. I wish I had some other little accent pumpkins. I'm sure I do in storage. I just have not brought them out yet. And so in my garage, I had 2 random pumpkins. And I was like, I don't know. I maybe could, you know, stick those in there and make them work, even though they don't have anything to go with. But I had thought about it. Even though they're just one, I thought it could be cute. And these came from Hobby Lobby last year. I'm just going to cut this down and see. Let's see what we think. What you think? What do we think? Should we add it? We could add it to the back of this pumpkin like that and kind of make it a little pumpkin stack. Kind of just glue it to it like that. Looks a little strange with it just being one though, doesn't it? That's so unfortunate. I'm going to have to go see if I have any more. If I find one, I will probably do that. I do think I would. Yeah, those little accent pumpkins would be cute. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Alright guys, I do think this is about done. We could add some of this wispy. I'm going to have to. I just feel like I need to. It's just a wispy green. So I'm going to chop it up. I definitely think this bush is meant to be used as one single, but we don't do that. No way, Jose. Not a chance. I just think it just needed a little bit more background color. We just needed a little more filler up in here. You know, you just gotta go with your gut. How many times have I told y'all that? If you think you want to use it, then you probably do. And you should probably just use it. You will thank yourself later. Just gotta let it speak to you guys. It does not have to make sense to no one but you. It doesn't even have to make sense to you, really. Just do it. Just do it. I have a little piece here. See if I can get that just nestled in there. Just a little, tiny little fern. Oh, that pumpkin is glued So that mesh, so I'm just going to place this on the mesh, like so. It's a cheap bush, guys, so it's okay. I'm okay with it not just, you know, being shown, because you can see it, and it's just little things like this that make all the difference anyway. Just like that. Just like covering that up. It really is the little pieces that make the difference. Got to remember that. It's the little steps that you make in life that make all the difference. Don't forget that. It's very important. It's very important. Alright guys, what do we think? What do we think? I just love these little pumpkins in there. I'm going to have to find some pumpkins, okay guys? That's the only thing I'm going to do different. I've got to go find some pumpkins for this piece. I have to. I know I'm bound to have some in the storage shed. Other than that, we are done. What do y'all think of this big, beautiful design? Do we love it? Do we love it? I think we love it. It is huge. We made our own base. We added some fun fall florals. It's just, I think it's a gorgeous fall design. It's very eye-catching. This black pops out of it. I love it. And I hope you guys do too. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.